We are live here with the first semifinal of the ESL Pro Tour, America Open, number 5. In the top left, spawning as the red Zerg player. You know him, you love him. If you have to play against him, you might hate him because he's just that damn good. He is Liquid TLO. He faces off against another Zerg who just dominated a Protoss player in the name of Probe. He is Denver. We got some more wonderful, delicious ZvZ to bring you guys today. As we are in the first semifinal, so the winner of this gets guaranteed ESL Pro Tour points, which is awesome. That's kind of the point of the weekly cups, to get them points. It's my favorite thing. I really missed something like this in WCS. I really feel like there was a lot of opportunity to take advantage of online stuff a little bit more regularly. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm glad to be able to see that ESL was able to set up such an awesome thing as this, which is just really cool. You know, being able to have that regular competition. This is the 5th one. They're going to do them every week, man. And I'm going to hopefully be here casting them. Some days I'm going to miss. Some days I'll be there for. This month is obviously a bit of an interesting one, right? Towards the end of this month, we're going to have IEM Katowice, which should be awesome. I will not be there, as I said. That event takes place during my birthday and PAX East, which I have been hired for. So I will not be able to make it out to Poland, but I'm still going to be watching from home. I'm still really excited to see what happens there, I think, for the first big offline event for StarCraft 2 for this year. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what everybody brings out. I can't wait to see the level of competition, any new cool strategies, builds, etc. that end up becoming a factor. To me, that's always the best part of the new year with a new patch that kind of shook things up. What are we going to see? Are Thors going to A-move everybody? Will the Lurker be enough to deal with late game now that you don't have the Infested Terran? So many different possibilities. It's very exciting. It's a great time to be a StarCraft fan. But yeah, I'll hopefully be here casting these every Sunday. My brother is coming in for my birthday, as I said, the weekend of the 23rd, so I will not be able to cast that day. That Sunday, we're going to Disneyland. My brother's birthday is a week away from mine, so we always try to do something together. But yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying the show today. Of course, it's brought to you by my wonderful sponsor, Corsair, but also ESL, setting everything up, running the awesome tournament, and you guys. Ain't nobody paying me to be here. I'm just happy to be here making some content for you guys. And hopefully you're just having a good time. That's what matters the most. That is what matters the most. Also, I get way less tilted casting than I do playing. So this is just an overall, see it as an absolute win. Now things are happening. We've got a lair starting up for TLO. We have yet to see a tech movement forward for Denver. We'll have to see where he wants to go. What's going to happen, where things will end up. Gets a cheeky Baneling there. Denver just bait a 1 Ling for 1 Bane there. That's pretty good. 4 Lings total dead for Denver this game. I mean, if you're trading for Banes, that's always good. TLO is going to strike back, looking for drone kills. Ends up just grabbing a Bane or 2 as well, which are really nice. Blocks off with the Queen and the Roach Warren. And for ZvZ, like as far as what we've seen so far today, we've definitely seen a bit of TLO in his ZvZ being willing to play that very aggressive, heavy Roach into Muta play, whereas we haven't been able to see Denver ZvZ just yet here, but he's been mixing it up, right? I mean, it's so crazy to think about, but that last series that Denver just won against Probe to get to the semifinals, it was just absolute madness. Like it seriously was. There's blinking icons everywhere. Queen's pushing Overlords back. It's a disaster. But it's just really, it's a very cerebral matchup in that sort of way where both players are aware of all the weaknesses and strengths of Zerg. And I think this goes for all mirror matchups. Whatever makes your race good or bad is heavily amplified. Both sides of it go way up Like in ZvZ, if you fall behind in production because of the way larva works, like it's almost impossible to catch up without doing something crazy. Whereas it also feels really good if you can get ahead in production in a mirror matchup. You feel like, oh wow, yeah, no, I mean, this is a really good position to be in. It's a lot more easy to see where you're able to take those types of leads versus playing non-mirror, where you can usually get away with a few more mistakes. But it is going to be that Spire from TLO that we were talking about earlier. He got a pretty quick lair, and while there is now a lair for Denver, he's just kind of sticking to that solid Roach game. This is something that we've actually seen bajillion times in the history of StarCraft, and I think if you play Zerg, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Great grab there on the Queen by those Lings, but that Muta versus Roach, can TLO put on enough pressure? He's actually, I mean, he's doing a really good job of getting in his face, but can TLO defend his bases while he goes for Mutas? This is what you're always worried about, because he's trying to use those Lings to keep Roaches at home, but then he's not thinking about Denver's Zerglings, which make their way to that third, push the drones away, could possibly kill this hatch. Now the Mutalisks are out, and that's going to give him vision and time and the awareness. Boom, Denver, immediately, Hydralisk Den, 5 Spore Crawlers to keep himself safe against what the enemy is going to be bringing to him. And this is where things get really wild, right? Because a lot of Lings, even Ling Bane Muta, can actually be really good versus Hydras. Baneling's obviously good against Hydras, but he's trying to use the Zerglings to just try and dive onto the Spores. That's a bold move, Cotton. The Queens are there. The Queens are ready to defend. Big Mama's here for Denver. And I'm not sure what to take away here. As weird as this sounds, the drones, when you're going Mutas, it's mostly gas income that limits your ability to produce Mutas, because you just naturally mine way more minerals than gas in any game of StarCraft. So despite being down in drones, TLO still has the income he needs to produce the maximum number of Mutalisks that he can as he opens up his supply back. So if he sticks with this, he can recover, but he needs to get some pretty serious damage done. He's going to go in onto the Spore. Oh, I think turning away from it is a little bit risky. Those things are fantastic. It's gotten 3 kills of Mutalisks, but see there, that Queen is gone. This third base, you want to bring the Mutas back, but Denver with the Roach counterattack is making this as difficult as humanly possible. This is what makes Denver a top tier Zerg player. He's putting on a fantastic amount of harass while also trying to defend against this. Unfortunately, TLO's Zerglings are still able to put a lot of pressure on that base, but being able to drag the Mutas home with the Roaches is also super, super, super important. TLO doesn't have the +1 attack. Roaches have 1 armor by default. The Ling Flood's going to save the Queen. And TLO just does an absolutely fantastic job of coming back to defend. But I still think that Denver did the right thing, committing those units across the map. You need to be able to buy yourself time. This hatchery is still up for now. There are 2 spores that the Zerglings are going to go in on. But if he hadn't sent those Roaches across the map, the Mutas would have right-clicked down this hatch way earlier. Does Denver have enough anti-air to deal with the Mutalisk count, though? It's starting to really swell up. He's got to 21 with more in tow. He's getting Dropper Lords? Oh my god, is he going to drop Lings into the main to go with his Mutas to bypass the Queen? What on earth am I watching? Is TLO going to do a Ling Doom drop? Is that... What if it's Banelings? Huh. I'm not sure. The big advantage of Mutalisks, though, look at that micro peeling back as they start to get hits. Kills the Spore without losing anything. Lurker Den is so freaking important. I don't know. Do you dive on this? There's a lot of transfuses available. We do have a little bit of a Roach counterattack going across the map, though. Mutalisks are continuing to come out, but Lurkers are going to be huge for Denver. Getting a Lurker set up. Although, between you and me, as his burrow finishes, which is going to be nice for running around, I wonder if Denver's... Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Using the burrow on the Roaches that he has on the other side of the map. There's no detection here. Yeah, that's frustrating. I was wondering if Denver was going to go for a Hive, though, because I feel like Parasitic Bomb's a great way to deal with Mutas. But if you're TLO and the opposing Zerg player doesn't have an Infestation Pit, there is no reason to stop building Mutalisks, right? Like, is there any reason to stop building Mutas if your opponent doesn't have, like, the possibility of Fungaling or Parasitic Bomb? Fungal doesn't even really do that much damage anymore, honestly, but... This, well, it's a on the Mutalisks. That's all I have to say. Overlord scouts the hatch in the northeast, but like the Hydras, even on creep, like we're getting to the number of Mutas now where you can just right-click on Spores and knock them down, and then oh, yep, goodbye to that base. Yeah, I thought Denver did a good job of trying to buy himself time, but TLO has been... I feel like TLO pulled a Serral. And I've seen this happen before where oftentimes you go for mutas and then you quickly transition into something else, right? But there's the Baneling drop too. But in this scenario, TLO says, look, you're probably thinking that I might transition. By the way, Denver's still doing a good job of getting units across the map, despite the fact that I personally feel like TLO is in a better position. But if Denver can actually get something that can kill the Mutalisks, he really just needs the Venus Flytrap. He's getting 3 Infestors. He's getting the Hive now. He does have a higher drone count. I still think this is scarier because of the ability to pin him in his own base. This is a lot. This is a lot of him. He's got 34 Mutalisks. Yeah, you're going to have a hard time taking a base there. But this is what I find absolutely terrifying about these types of situations. He's going to do another big drop into the main with the Mutalisks to support. And he's just so ready for this. You can pull everything up here. And then guess what? The mutas are going to go to a different position. If you kill this Spore, oh my God, gets both gets an Infestor and both Lurkers. For like, did he lose a muta there? I don't know. He might have lost a muta. Still worth it. The Lurkers are so important. That's going to open up more Ling run bypaths. The opportunities are just plentiful. Like TLO is running a clinic today. I don't know what to say. I feel like I would normally want to favor a player like Denver, but Dr. Dario has been absolutely dominating today. Like, if you guys have missed TLO's games, I actually ended up casting a lot of them. I cast a lot of TLO's games today. His matches were absolutely fantastic. I'm going to have all the VODs for this uploaded onto my YouTube channel within the next day or so. But, dude, TLO has really just been playing out of his mind. TLO has been absolutely going bonkers. And I thought Denver was the one making the 3,000 IQ plays with that base trade that he did against Probe off the Cannon Rush game. Actually, on this map, Triton. But that's the tricky thing when you want to be the Hydralisk player in a ZvZ, is the mutas can still pin you. Oh, he got the Viper! There's still a Viper alive, right? I mean, Parasitic Bomb is the only thing. If you can combo with a Fungal, like, you can actually kill everything here. Mutalisks have 120 health. Parasitic Bomb does a total of 120 damage. And the Fungal does damage a little bit as well. See, that's a really good pull right there. And suddenly things start to look a little bit more dicey because he's having a hard time ending this. He goes into that base. He's got the drones pulled off. Banelings are headed for him. Could be a big drone bust here. There is stuff happening everywhere on the map. I'm not good enough of an observer while solo casting to catch everything. I just want to apologize. This is very difficult to follow. So I feel like he's gotten to that point where he's got a ball of Hydras that actually can't be stopped. So I feel like everything is about to come down to a really, really big Baneling detonation. He needs to land so many Banelings onto these Hydras. I liked TLO's position, but Denver did it. Like I was saying, you need that splash, you need that AoE to lock down the mutas. He's got the Fungal. There we go. Beautiful Fungal. Lands another one. Just shave off the mutas. And these Hydralisks, with that little bit of support, have tons of potential to do damage to this air army that TLO has built. Now, it's still a lot. He still has 32 Mutalisks versus 28 Hydralisks. The Hydras have +2 attack and +1 carapace. The mutas only have +2 attack. Oh my God, the Viper just died. Okay, we'll catch in the Viper in midair like that. Oh. Is the Lurker count high enough? Ugh, don't lose the Lurkers. He has no more Fungals. He has no Vipers for Parasitic Bomb. Right now, it's all on the Lurkers killing the Banelings. If the Lurkers don't kill the Banes, these mutas can get a lot done. Bane's coming up the ramp. The Banelings are all dead. Are there enough Mutalisks to finish this off? We're down 23 mutas, 14 Hydralisks left. Hydralisk count is dwindling. Denver has been overwhelmed. Dario does it. GG.